Welcome everybody, I hope you can hear me. So we are YSPN. As all of you know, this is another initiative that came out of I2I from last year. Quick introduction, I'm Angat Soin. We're currently recovering. It's come up from Melbourne. And what we're going to take you through today is a little bit about how we started, why we're doing what we want to do, and what we've got planned next, and how you can help. So our foundations. Everyone in the group and all of you here today are motivated young Sikhs. We are trying to capture and channel this energy to help bring everyone together and make a difference to our society. This idea formed outside of the leadership camp before and also then formed inside the I2I initiative. And what SYA has been able to give us is a platform and the support to get this together, to get the right people in the same room and bring this to life. And why is this important? Why are we doing this? Because we have a responsibility. You all have a responsibility. We do as the first generation of young Sikhs. We can set the tone of what we do in this country. Everyone has a stereotype, Jews, Sikhs, Indians broadly. We want to make the stereotype a positive one. We want people to remember that Sikhs are successful people, that we make a difference to the countries that we go to. And it's up to us to do this. No one else is going to do it for us. They have to see us out there in the community making a difference. Things like culture care, things like Seek to Give. The ideas you've seen today, they bring our name into the lights of the Australian community as people that give back to the community. And that's why we are trying to create a platform to help do that. So what is our aspiration? We don't care if you want to be the next Australian Prime Minister. We don't care if you want to be the next Lady Gaga. We've already got All Fresh to the Lines, Deep Singh, who's probably be the next famous rapper. And if you want to be a sports star, right? We are here to help your dreams come true. That's what we aspire to do. We want to see the next Australian Prime Minister as a Sikh. We want to see the next major sports star that Australians think about to be a Sikh. We want the next CEO of major companies to be a Sikh, and we want to help you get there. It doesn't matter what your dreams are, we're here to help you. So what's our mission? We want to help inspire you through events. Young professionals to build connections, to succeed and contribute to the development of the Sikh and broader Australian community. Why are these things important? A famous management consultant, Peter Drucker, and I'm one, so I'm biased, I think it's important, once said that it's not what you know, but who you know. And we had the CEO of Deloitte Australia come to one event, and he repeated this unbeknownst to us, believing in this virtue. And it is so important. The reason that SYA is able to get great facilitators from overseas is because of who they know, the connections they've built, and the people they can bring to help you become what you want to become. And what we want to do is create a network that helps this continue. And not just for our own selfish benefit, but to give back to the community and give back to Australia, which has given so much to all of us. SYA has a vision. They want to be like your compass for life, right? A Sikh's compass for life through all stages of your life. So can I get a show of hands for anyone that used to go to the summer camps? Right? A resounding amount. How many people go to the leadership camp? It's slow, but yes, you're all here, so you all come to the leadership camp. Right? What we want to do, or what we want YSPN to be, is your next home once you leave. Right? What do you do once you're a young Sikh, small, learning about your Sikh community and what we do and why we're so important? You come to leadership camp to then envision what you want to do and how you want to change the world. And then we want to be the platform that allows to connect you and other people together that have that same vision to go change the world. That's what we're here to do. So what are the possibilities and how are we going to do this? We're only early in our journey, but we have big aspirations. So we want global events. We want more events to connect people not in Australia, but in the Southeast Asian community and globally with United Sikhs in the US and the UK communities. We want to be able to digitize them and stream them globally, share our ideas with everyone. We're going to create programs. So I2I has given a lot of skills to people to give back to the social entrepreneurship. And as Ash would have said to you when he started the program, these skills can be applied if you want to make a commercial entrepreneurship exercise. And we want to leverage that. So we want to give you the home that helps you develop and cultivate your ideas further. And reach. We started out in Sydney, we're growing to Melbourne, and I'll get someone to talk about that shortly. But we want to go national and we want to go international. We are blessed, SYA has done a great job of getting international people to come here and help you. When you become the leaders, we want you to go and help other people in other countries. In new countries where the Sikh community is growing and emerging, we want you to help and go give back to them. So what the rest of this presentation will talk about briefly is what we've achieved to date in the year, what we've got planned, and what's next and how you can help. So what we've achieved. We've been together for a year now, and we've held a few key events. We had a preview event last year where we had the pleasure of Zabgin come and talk about how he's envisioned his life and how he sets goals, the skills that he's required to progress through his career, and he shared a lot of the challenges he's faced, but how you can overcome them. We then were able to host a lunch with Fuja Singh, who's the Canadian marathon runner that I'm sure many of you know of, a very inspirational person that at such an old age has achieved a lot. He hasn't let anything hold him back. We then were able to have a marquee event at the start of this year. We had, as I mentioned, Guillaume Swiggers, the CEO of Deloitte Australia, and we had Dr. Aminda Sachdev, an Australian Award Medal. Both very different fields. One, finance, accounting, one all about the healthcare industry. Share very similar stories about the different challenges they faced. A Sikh and a South African from different walks of life were able to talk about all their different aspects of life and the challenges and how they've used networking to succeed in their careers. And then, most lately, we had a small, intimate, personal branding session at DDB. We had the CEO of DDB talk to us about how you set a brand and why that's important. The only thing I want to stress on this is the only way we're able to hold these events is through our networks. And that's why we think it's so important. The only way we were able to get the CEO, we work at Deloitte, but to be able to get him, we've networked with him, created a connection with him outside of just day-to-day work. The way we're able to get our rooms and other eminent people to speak is because of our connections. We just heard earlier in the audience that at the end of our event, the CEO of Deloitte Australia, someone called the lift down with them. They were talking about their event, and as a result of that, they were able to get the final round interview for a job that they wanted at Deloitte. That's creating a connection, and that's the power we want to create through our events. So what does this all mean, and how do we measure our success? Well, we've had over 200 people come to our events. We have more than 300 people following us on Facebook across the net, across Australia. So they're not just in Sydney. We've managed to secure corporate sponsorship and funding. So thank you to Montaja, who's helped us, who believe in what we're doing and want to help us do what we're doing. Thank you to Sujit's Catering, who help us cater our events. And thank you to Deloitte, DDB, and Sydney University, who have lent us their facilities for free to help host these events. And none of this means anything unless it gives back something to you, to the people that are actually coming to our event. And I'll let you read these for yourself. It might be hard, but the first one says, the event was inspirational and it exceeded my expectations. It was a valuable experience and I loved listening to the speakers and I was able to meet some great people in the night. These are just some examples of what people are feeling after they've come to our events. What I'll now do is hand over to Amrit, who will talk about our next chapter in Melbourne.
Thank you, Amit. In April this year, a few months ago, at the Games, the Sikh Games initiative for YSPN Melbourne was put forth, and the networking in that event created YSPN Melbourne. So over the last 2 months, we've been having meetings. Sukhdeep Elfresh is a member of the marketing team. I'm also a member of the marketing team. We have a fantastic team of professionals, young professionals, who have come together to further develop YSPN's Sydney's platform, and we want to bring it to Melbourne. So this October, Michael Saab has generously offered his time to present a workshop for our Melbourne participants. And this is just, as Angat was saying, a first step for this organisation. We want to be national. We want to go to Brisbane. We want to go to Perth. We want to be, I believe, something that YSPN will be possibly bigger than the leadership camp within the next 2 to 3 years. And it is all about networking. So we need people, anyone from here who's come up from Melbourne, please keep an eye out on YSPN's website for information about the upcoming workshop.
Thanks, Ambri. Now, one of the things that I reckon is one of the most powerful tools in this organization is the tool of mentoring. If you look at the Jewish community, for instance, they use the breadth and depth of their knowledge, expertise, skill sets to pass on to the next generation their knowledge, their skills. So we have graduates coming out of university, people that are in university systems, looking for role models, looking for people that can, guide them in terms of getting jobs. Then obviously we've got new professionals, people like, that have just got like 4 or 5 years of experience, or even less, that are very much new to the workforce. They're the people after graduates. Then we've got the actual successful professionals, people like Saurav, Uncle Saurav, people that have actually, performed, excelled, and really, done very well with their careers. So these are the 3 types of, breakdown that we've come up with. And in order to leverage off these people, we've actually created a platform so that, the new professionals can help the graduates, and the successful professionals can help the new professionals, so that everyone can leverage each other's skill sets. Because ultimately, that's what's going to create a very professional and successful community. Something that we should all aspire to, because if you look at the Jewish community, even if you look at the Sikh community in the UK and Canada and the US, they're one of the highest per capita earning groups in the world. In Australia, we're still very new. We're obviously first generation, so it's going to take time. But if we can't leverage off each other, then where are we going to get to? So this is the platform that we have. So our journey, like what's next? So for everyone that did PX2, we like to give illustrations, and this is, I'm not sure if everyone can see it, but this is actually taken off a TEDx slide. Who's heard of TEDx? Everyone, a lot of people have. Obviously, it's an international sort of platform. People can, get things from all around the world. It collaborates everything together. That's what we're aiming to do. We've done really good events so far. Like, we're very happy about that, but we want to go to the next level. Really take everything to a top quality, platform. And that's what this is, trying to demonstrate. So we're going to have, international speakers that are going to come in, flying, whether they're politicians, whether they're CEOs, really leverage off the Asia Pacific hotbed as well. And we want to have events in places like the Sydney Opera House. Why not? We want to have events in, really top quality facilities, so that we can actually showcase the Sikh community to the rest of the world. Anyone can come to our events. It's not just the Sikh community. That's our ultimate vision, that's our ultimate visualization. And how you can help. Like, the next part is all about how we're going to get there. The first thing everyone can do is come to our events. We've got a very strong group. We've got people from different backgrounds. We've got people from different parts of life. So that's the first thing you can do. Next thing is actually help us. We're still starting off. We're only 1 year into the journey. We've got Melbourne happening now. We've got a national vision eventually as well. Angad also touched on some of our upcoming targets. So that's something that you can do. lastly, obviously, is to help us on the financial side. None of this is possible without donations, without funding. I mean, we've been very fortunate with our networks to have like really good facilities, to have people come in, just through personal friendships. But if we want to get other speakers, other mentors, like from graduate schools of management, international speakers, it's not going to be free. So we need funding for all of that. So donations, $10, as was discussed in the previous groups. We're looking for a basic $10 donation. We're going to put your names up as well on our website. That's just the basic. $40 we've actually got an exclusive offer. $40. We're going to give you 20% off our next year events. All of our next year's events. That's annual access. And lastly, $100. Also, we're going to provide an exclusive lunch with three leaders, whether it's partners, law firm, practitioners. We're going to have this in the city. So this is only limited to 10 donors, the first 10 donors that give that $100. And you're going to be working with the YSPN team. We're going to share your ideas. We're going to sit together, and you can actually help us formulate the future as well through your knowledge and skill sets. That's what we're looking for. Any questions?
I think we're out of time for the questions. But I'm good. Just want to come on. So we'll just. So as host, Culture Care. Sorry about this. As per Culture Care, if you believe in what we're trying to do and you believe in our cause, please go on the website or use your paper donations to donate to our cause.